Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my new video where we are going to go over the 5 top tips that I think every single Velkoz player needs to know. Now, if you're wondering about my experience, I'm a diamond, mostly a support main, where I play a lot of AP mages, and also my secondary role is mid lane, so I take Velkoz into both of his primary lanes. I have around a 60% win rate with the champion, so I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable on the subject of Velkoz. He's one of my absolute favorite picks. He's a great blind pick. Without a further ado, if you're new to the channel, guys, my name's Rantfit. I do educational videos, I do guide videos, tip videos, also stream a lot. If you want to hit that bell button on the channel, you'll be notified right when I go live, and I will be able to help out. If you have any questions, you can just join the stream, pop in, ask a question. I can help you out, and then you leave. It does not matter. I'm just trying to kind of set up a community around the channel where I am trying to help as many people as possible climb, because I know so many people get upset when they get stuck in those iron, bronze, silver, and gold elos that can be kind of rough and kind of feel like you're sometimes hard stuck. So without a further ado, let's jump right into the tips. Alright, and jumping into tip number 1, I just want to talk about a little bit about Velkoz's, just kind of his kit in general, and how you should look to take full advantage of it. With Velkoz, the strongest part of it is he is a long-range control mage, so that means that he is going to have a lot of just zone control in certain positions. If you can bait any type of team fights out in small corridors like this is where Velkoz can really shine, because they are going to have limited ability to dodge, and they are going to take a bit of damage because of your large amount of damage that you can throw in a certain zone. So when you are able to hit your combo here, they have two choices. They can either run into your beam, which is they're going to take a shitload of damage, and you're going to have a good team fight, or they're going to have to run away, and they're going to take a bit of damage, get poked out, and you'll have objective control over, say, the dragon right here. So always look to bottleneck people right inside of these choke points. Here's another choke point. You get the idea. Just kind of jungle choke points around objectives is usually where you can look for great team fights with Velkoz. So always look to have vision control established in the area, and just kind of, if you've ever played like first-person shooters, like it's like putting an LMG or like a big machine gun down a hallway and just waiting for people to show up and just throwing everything at them when they turn that corner. So look to take advantage of this extremely strong point in Velkoz's kit. If you have any questions about this, hit me up in the comments down below, as well as if you guys have any tips of your own for Velkoz. I would love to hear your thoughts. I try and make these videos kind of like a little bit of an open forum with you guys, where everyone can kind of help each other. If you have some good ideas and this person has some good ideas, we can just kind of bring them all together. I think that is just a great way to go about these videos, and I really appreciate it when I see a bunch of people contributing their own tips. All right, and let's get into tip number 2. Now, I want to talk about kind of a thing that you can look to do. First, let's start with what you can do in the support lane. Now, with Velkoz's kit, he is able to really take advantage of vision traps similar to Annie. I know it seems a little bit weird at first how Annie's always just kind of sit in the bush and wait and throw out all their whole combo. But with Velkoz, if you are able to catch people unawares while you're able to throw out your whole combo, you are going to do an insane amount of damage. So always look to sit in the fog of war, which people are not going to respect in low elo, particularly iron through silver. You very rarely see people like ADCs a lot of the time are just going to come up and they're going to look for some CS. So you want to sit on top of a control ward in the bot lane. It's going to be a really worthwhile investment of only 75 gold, and you can just throw your full combo when you see them coming to either ward, or maybe they aren't even looking to check the bushes and they're just looking to CS, and it can just be a great amount of damage that you're going to throw out on them when from the vision. Now, this same concept works extremely great from the bot lane, particularly when you are fading on a roam. Fading just means pretending to, right? So say you're just going from here to here, and you are pretending like you're roaming bot. A lot of the time, particularly in low elo, again, I know I keep repeating myself, but this should get you guys excited about how to carry a little bit more in low elo. They are not going to take this safe route. A lot of the time they will take this very greedy route. So you can just throw out your combo again from this. You could have thrown out 2 Ws, but whatever. And you really just look to take advantage of your vision, and you can do the same thing from over here when you're looking to roam here, obviously, just because it's a river, it's a middle point, and then you can do the same thing here, as well as if the enemy champion in the mid lane is just really dominating and doing quite well, they might even take this route where they're going to follow you into the bushes. So you can always hide in here if you do not want to sit in the river and they have a lot of pressure. Say they have a fed jungler and their mid laner is doing really well, you might want to sit right here and wait for them, and this is just going to be a great way to get some of those early kills for Velkoz. Alright, we're going to jump into tip number 3. So, there are 2 main builds that you can go on Velkoz. There is, oh my cat's going crazy. There is the most common build where you are going Arcane Comet and just looking to maximize your damage. The second one is when you are looking to maximize your peel with the Glacial Augment, and you go things that are extremely effective on Velkoz like Twin Shadow and even the GLP if you want a little bit more peel. Now, what differentiates this is overall I think that the Arcane Comet build is a little bit stronger, but you should look at what your team needs. If you have a lot of sorry, my phone's going crazy, I don't know why, I'm gonna turn it off soon. If your team needs peel, if you already have a lot of damage, if you say you have a Quinn in the top lane, a Master Yi in the jungle, and just carries in every single role, and your team is not lacking damage whatsoever, you should look at the GLP build, because this might be an extremely, it might help your team a little bit more than just providing an extreme amount of damage. So if you're looking for peel, particularly if they have a lot of melee champions that you can get the Frozen Augment, kind of their glacial fields to freeze and slow a lot of champions, and maybe some divers, and peeling those divers off your backline, this can be an extremely good way to play out Velkoz's kit. So at the start of the champion pick, just look at kind of what your team composition looks, and look at what it lacks. If it lacks damage, say you have 2 or 3 tanks on your team, go the regular Arcane Comet build and just look to maximize your damage with your items. If you have any questions about the item builds and what I've personally done to be able to climb to Diamond by playing a shitload of Velkoz, hit me up in the comments down below, or even join the Discord in the description, and you can send me a direct message and I'll make sure to get around to it. Alright, and jumping into the next tip, I want to talk about an extremely strong part of Velkoz's kit. Anyone that's played Velkoz for a decent amount of time at a okay level understands that Velkoz has insanely strong Disengage. And what I mean by that is, say you are just kind of, maybe you're going in here, you're looking for a ward, and you place that. When the enemies, maybe they start collapsing on you, a great part of Velkoz's kit is being just kind of running away and throwing out your abilities. And now the enemy has 2 decisions: either stop chasing you, or they're going to eat a crap load of charges from your passive and all of your abilities that you can throw out in their way, because you can keep moving even when you're throwing your W's. You barely lose a step and you are just able to kite them back so extremely strong. And if you throw them just kind of in the line that they're walking, they're either going to have to dodge to the sides, which is going to slow down their chase, or they're going to have to eat the full amount of damage. And you can even look for really strong turnarounds when they are chasing you with your ult, obviously, where you can just hit them with a crap load of damage out of nowhere when they think you are retreating. So just have a kind of a good, just keep this in the back of your mind whenever you're playing the game. It is just that you have an extremely strong turnaround potential and anti-engage, particularly say you have it, maybe just an allied champion that's here and is getting chased down, which happens a lot if your jungler is overextending. Again, particularly low elos, they're going to extend. Maybe they're invading with no lane priority in the mid or bot lane, and they got themselves into a sticky situation. Velkoz provides just really strong Disengage that can just do a crap load of damage. Again, this Velkoz's kit is a lot of damage, and it's really fun, but always look for those turn potentials and don't just run away without throwing abilities. This is going to help peel them off quite a bit if you are just doing a lot of damage and getting your true damage procs. Alright, and that will wrap up this tip. Alright, and getting into the final tip for you guys, I want to talk a little bit about a long range combo that can be quite effective. Now, if you're not 100% on Velkoz's kit, maybe you're a little bit new to it, his ult actually has a 20% slow, which is extremely nice, and can has a really long range that's even a bit longer than your straight Qs. Obviously, the ranges are going to change with when you angle your Qs a bit. They're going to be similar to your R's max range. So with your Q, what you can do at this max range poke combo is first throw out your Q and then guarantee your Q hit. Well, not guarantee it, but really increase the chances of it hitting by just throwing out your ult and starting the slow and making it even harder for them to dodge your Q damage. A lot of people are maxing Q first, and this is just going to provide a lot of extremely long range damage. Maybe they're right outside of your W range, or maybe right on the edge where it might be a little bit difficult to hit them. So always keep this in mind, that you can use your ult to set up your other abilities. Since the Q is kind of delayed, they can both hit at the same time, and it will just have a lot of surprise damage, but people are very rarely going to see this happening again in low elos. That will do it for my top 5 tips, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, your Velkoz tips. If you could teach me something about Velkoz, man, I would be so appreciative. Or maybe if you could help 1 or 2 people in on the community, on the channel, I would really appreciate it. If you have any questions, critique, or feedback, I'd love to hear it. You can contact me on the Discord in the description, comments down below, or you can come to one of the live streams, hit the button, and I would love to have a chat with a fellow Velkoz player. If you enjoyed the content, please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, guys, take it easy.